Boston, Boston, Boston. This week on the running journey, it is nothing but the Boston Marathon, the most iconic race ever of the year. It's happening Monday, April 21st, and my brother is running in it. He's been pumped. He's been training hard. This is the last episode before the Boston Marathon, and we actually have a very special guest on, Becca Pizzi, who is a Boston native. She's run the Boston Marathon 25 times. And I am so jacked for this race. I'm so jacked for this episode. I'm so pumped we got Becca on. She lives in the area. She's run the race 25 times. She knows the race director. She knows every piece of this course inside out. She talks tips. She talks about things to avoid. She will basically guide us through the Boston Marathon. She's also going to tell some funny stories. She was also our race director at 7 Marathon, 7 days, 7 continents. We got to know her quite well. She's just a fun, exciting, enthusiastic runner, passionate about running, doing some big, heavy miles right now. She's trying to break 3 hours for the first time at this race. Charlie is trying to break 3 hours at this race. This makes a fantastic episode. Before we get to Becca, Charlie and I ran the Patrick Riddell 10K on the weekend, and Charlie was so pumped, so jacked after we did the race that I got to record this. So we recorded like a 10-minute recap. So there's a recap. So we're going to start with the recap of the Riddell 10K. Charlie did a personal best, 39 minutes and 15 seconds, best time he's ever done at the ripe old age of 45. So good for you, Charlie. Congrats. We're going to recap that race. Then we're going to get into Boston with our guest, Becca. And I love this episode. I got my app ready. I am tracking my brother. I can't wait for him to try to break 3 hours. They even said they're probably going to run together. So this is a good episode. It's all about Boston, guys. Enjoy. We're joining you live from, Assiniboine Park Conservatory, home of the Patrick Riddell 10K series. Charlie and I just finished a 10K. Charlie, fresh off an all-time PB in the 10K. How do you feel?
Feel amazing. I haven't had this feeling in a while.
You keep saying all these past months, I'm so slow, and then you crush a 39:15. What did you get?
About 39:15, somewhere around there.
The gun time and chip time are going to be off because of that messed up stuff.
There was like a big stampede at the beginning. No one knew it was going to start.
The guy goes, ready, set, go! And then the guy at the front's like, no. He's like waving his arms like, no, don't go. So some people went, some people didn't. I imagine those guys who crossed and came back. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, new shoes?
Yeah, the shoes, I gotta say, it wasn't me, it was the shoes. But
okay.
They felt really good.
I knew you were sandbagging.
Adidas Adi Zero
Pro?
Adios Pro 4, something like that. Anyways, they're fast.
They're black and white, and they got a red thing on the back and a green little thing.
I think the women's world record was running them.
So now I'm like, I gotta buy these shoes.
They're really fast, yeah.
Okay, so I saw you yesterday at Run Club, and you were like, do a 42 minutes or something like that. So
I said my goal was sub 41 yesterday.
Sub 41.
Because I just wasn't sure how well it would go, yeah.
But I mean, I told you, you've been doing this pretty much the same workouts as me.
Not
a few
I've been struggling a lot more with them, I think, but yeah.
Anyway, so you get there today, and then what did you do? Did you do like a 6-mile warm-up or something?
I did like a 4K.
Oh, no, you're 1 week out from the race.
Yeah, I only had 8 miles on the schedule, so I just did, I did 4K warm-up, and it felt very good in the warm-up. So my original plan yesterday, when I was having a hard time sleeping because it was a race, I don't know, I was so excited for this 10K. It's weird. Like,
I need to pause. I know you're going to get into your race in a sec, but like, I need to pause because I decided, I talked to Patrick, and I decided I was just going to do my exact workout as per. Yeah. I wanted to come and support the cause and see people. And, like, I want to see Connie Lafreniere, and I want to see, like, Bo and Melvin and all these guys that I ran with. But for some reason, I couldn't sleep last night, even though I was just doing a 42, like, I was just doing my workout. So 6 miles at 8-minute miles, and then 6 miles at race pace. That's what I was doing today. And yet, I couldn't sleep last night. I was setting up my outfit.
It felt like my first race. Like, I was so excited. I woke up, like, I had to, like, stay in bed. I was up at 4. I was like, okay, you got to sleep more. So weird, just a 10K, and I was so excited. So
that's a good sign.
Usually when you're excited, it's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign. I was excited, but also I played hockey last night. Did you win your hockey?
Lost in overtime because I didn't play too well.
The championship game, you guys,
Yeah.
the one and only season you played as goalie?
Yeah. They cut me as goalie. I played forward. And I still couldn't win.
Oh, I thought you played goalie.
I was going to, but then they cut me.
Okay.
They wanted to win.
Whatever. You won today. Who cares about yesterday?
Yeah.
We won last night quick.
Overtime, yeah, so.
OT, we were down 5-2 in the third. And we came back. Anyways, so I get back home, and I'm thinking, I have a million things to do. Normally, I go out and I run 22 miles. I don't think about it. I think about it. I'm excited about my 22 milers.
So, like, you get up and you get
dressed. Last night, I was laying on I was sitting in bed, and I'm like, no, I got to prep this tonight.
I did the same thing. I set up all my stuff.
No, I got to prep now. I got to get my shoes. I got to get my socks. I got to get my weather. What's the weather? I looked at the weather. I looked at the wind. And then I also did I prepped this. I'm going to get to your race in a sec. Sorry. I prepped the Pacer. I brought my Manitoba Marathon Pacer racket. And just to force myself to try to stay at 42, because you said, oh, once you're out there, you're going to start sprinting. And I was worried I would do that. So I was pacing 42 minutes, and I did have some runners with me. So I was glad I came in right at 42:02 or 42:03. Screwed up the mileage a little bit. But anyways, so you went out, you did your warm-up?
Yeah, I felt great. Warm-up felt amazing. So I was like, my original plan was just to maybe try to do a sub 41, and I felt really good. I said, out with the plan, I'm just going to start at 4 minutes a K, and I'll see. I want to do sub 40. All of a sudden, that was like I shifted. I knew I wanted to do sub 40. So my new plan was to start at 4 minutes. And then the race starts, and I don't know what it is, but when you're racing,
you're going.
Everything feels easier at the start anyways. So I did my first 3Ks at 350, and I was like, this isn't that hard right now. I can keep going. So I just tried to keep my pace at 350 all the way. But I slowed down a little bit. Well, it's 350, but I was actually losing like 3 seconds a K because the watch wasn't 100% accurate. But
okay, so 39:15 is like 3:55, something like that, 3:56.
Yeah, around there. I guess 10K, yeah, 45. So yeah, 3:56. So my watch said it was like 3:51 or something.
So that's the fastest you've ever run. How many runners were like around the pace that you were at?
There was 2 guys the whole first half. There was 2 guys the whole first half that I was like really close to. And then they pulled a little bit I slowed down in the second half by about 15 seconds. Those guys pulled away.
You did a slightly positive split.
Slightly positive. And then there was one guy that passed me on the second half. So anyways, there's a lot of fast runners in that race.
Well, there was a bunch of U of M guys.
Yeah.
And the entire running community was there. It was like a social.
Yeah.
It was like, you know how drinkers meet at the social?
Yeah.
This is what runners do. They meet at the Patrick Riddell 10K or the CMB Canada Marathon. So many people I saw. And actually, it was fun pacing because I ended up, Melvin Wang wanted to do 42 on the nose, and Bo wanted to do 42 on the nose. So I ran with those guys for a good chunk of the race, and then they just couldn't quite hang on. So
yeah,
it's you want it so bad for your runners when you're pacing. All in all, a good day, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, I would have been happy with 39:59, but 39:15 is even better. So
where does this put you now? I always say, like, if you can get a fast race in before your marathon, it gives you a little bit of boost, self-esteem.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, this kind of gives me hope that maybe there's a chance to do sub 3 now.
What does the book say if you do a 39-minute 10K? You must have checked
this. I'll
this.
have to check that. I think it's borderline. I think it's right on the bubble.
I think it's pretty darn close. Anyways,
I always said I could do a run. I always said I could do a 40 if I ran one during my marathon training, and I finally just decided to do it this time because I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know if I'll be this good shape
I should have done it today, man. I got 2 weeks.
Well,
I asked Patrick, and he said,
I think 1 week is better than 2 weeks for some reason because this week you needed to get your miles in, right? I don't know.
Right, but I could have just done it after 6 miles.
Yeah.
I had a 12-mile warm-up. I could have just
and
tried it. And I felt great after 6 miles. I would have. I think I would have done it in unreal time today. My heart rate was in the 140s.
Yeah.
Like
I think I got a turn here somewhere, right?
yeah, if we were going home, yeah. Or you could go. You came back the way I jog. This is how I jog back.
This is my only way to know Winnipeg streets is by where I've jogged.
He drove the way that he jogs to the park. This is exactly where this is my favorite downtown jog. I love this area right here. Pass right in front of this. This is Balmoral Hall. I love this little corner here. So I think I want to do. We've talked about this before. I think I want to do like a speed attempt at a 5 or a 10K training in the winter this year.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing that next year.
That'd be fun. Like I listened to Carolyn's podcast, Inspired Souls, and I don't know if you listened to it this week. She had the strength guy on.
Yeah,
he was.
Oh, Jason Fitzgerald. Yeah, I've seen his YouTube.
He's all about like doing 5Ks and 10Ks in order to get faster for your marathon.
Yeah.
So
except he's not a great marathoner.
No, he admits that. He's like, but I guess he coaches and.
No, he knows this. I'm kidding.
No, you're allowed to chirp. This is a podcast.
Chirping.
He's chirping.
I like him though. I watch all his videos, but he's not a good marathoner compared to his 5K.
You literally came the jogging way, and I don't think you can turn left here.
I'll turn right. I'll do a detour. I guess.
Enjoy more time.
Oh God! Oh, I gotta go. Oh no, this will work. I'll go down river.
Bask in your glory of
yeah. Talk about it longer.
How was Karela Frenier doing? He was right around.
He was right behind me.
Yeah, he looks fast. His son did a 20-minute 5K. His son's like 10 or something.
Crazy. That kid's gonna be a good runner.
Yeah, Cole says, I think he's gonna pass me this year. I got 1 or 2 years, he says, max. Good for him. So now we are exactly a week out. No, a week and a day out. So you're checking the weather, obviously.
Not too much, because like my dad used to say, you don't check your pro line before the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is like, I sent you a screenshot of the weather. I was like, oh, it looks great. The wind's in your back. I remember we did this last year and it ended up being terrible.
Shittier. Yeah, it looked good. It looked good like a week out. And
it got brutal. It got like 10 degrees hotter than we thought it was going to be.
The one day where it said the high was going to be 9, I was like, okay, that would be nice.
Yeah, if you can get 9. I'm 2 weeks out today. I'm starting to look at the long range forecast. No, you missed your turn. That's all right.
Yeah, it's going to be the longest drive home ever.
Okay, good. The Patrick Riddell 10K. Okay, I got to talk real quick about my training session and how it's going. And
you're crushing it.
I did, because we haven't really talked. We've had guests and stuff, and I'm proud of this, so I want to talk about it. I did. My Tuesday was 5 times 1 mile, and I did them at 6-minute miles. So I did 5 6-minute miles in a row with a 3-minute break in between. Maybe it was 4-minute break in between. And I'd never done, like, I don't know if I've ever done one 6-minute mile. You remember we were talking about how...
Yeah, you've done.
Okay, fine. I've probably done some 6-minute miles, but I guess you'd have to.
Not that often.
No, not that often. Like... Maybe never.
Because Patrick doesn't give us that fast. I mean, I know I've pushed it on the mile repeats in the past. I didn't get any mile repeats this year in my training. That's my favorite workout.
Oh, I love that workout. And then I saw on Thursday the workout was 10 minutes at faster than race pace, 30-second break. 5 minutes at race pace, and then another 10 minutes at 30 seconds faster than race pace, and then at race pace again. And yeah.
That's a crazy workout.
So instead of doing it 30 seconds faster than race pace, I did it at 6.
Your biggest problem when you run London is that you're gonna it's gonna feel too easy. You're gonna have to go slow at the beginning.
No, marathons are hard.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you're in such good shape right now that
I don't like this reverse sandbagging.
Yeah, sorry.
No. I appreciate that you have confidence in me. It's just, I gotta go this way. I'm just gonna focus on. I have one goal. I have one goal. Nothing else matters except. So I will do everything in my power to just break 3. To make sure I break 3.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing with the 40 today.
Just make sure you do it. Make sure you break that.
That's why I slowed down a little bit. Kilometer 6 and 7. It was hard. Like heart rate was at 174 there, but.
So. On that, I did the last 10 minutes. So I did 10 minutes race pace, 5 minutes at 6 minute miles, 5 minute at race pace, so you don't get a break.
Wow,
Right?
That's crazy.
And then another 10 minutes at 6 minute miles. And when I started that second 10 minutes, the second minute, I was like, well, this is not going to happen. Zero chance. Well, just keep going. And then I started on the third minute. I was like, you know what? Marathons are hard. And you're going to have a point on that marathon where you're going to want to quit. And your heart's going to be pumping a million miles an hour. You're just going to keep going. So, like, test yourself here and just see what you can do. Quit being a whiner and let's go push. And my heart rate was already at 170. And I don't keep that high heart rate, as you know. You're a little higher than me. Anyways, I got it to 175.
Oh,
and my
nice.
average for that last 10 minutes was above, like, was 172 or 173.
I feel like that's usually a good sign
Oh.
when you're like right before your marathon training at the end, if you can get your heart rate really up high. Like, I know it's not really.
Let's shimway.
Yeah, I'm going this way. Turn left.
Okay, I didn't know you turned that far. I agree with you. If your heart rate can go high, it means you're willing to. That's what you mean, right? You're willing to push.
I mean, I think you have to, like, it's when you've been doing a lot of easy training,
It's so hard.
you're not used to getting your heart rate up that high.
This was so fun. Like these speed works, these twice a week speed works that I've been doing Tuesday, Thursdays, and the long, I guess just the build. That's what they call a build, I guess.
Yeah.
But I really love the speed work. I really enjoyed it. Anyways, so I'm feeling optimistic. I just got to stay healthy. So that's why I didn't push today, because I was like, you know what? I'm the hay's in the barn. I'm not going to get it. I don't want to get injured. I don't want to, although I probably should have. But
I felt like I needed the confidence boost.
well, you definitely did. You definitely did great. 39 minutes and 15 seconds. Personal best for Charlie. Now, I think we'll go to our guest for today, Becca Pizzi.
All right, guys, less than a week till Boston. The holy grail of marathon running is happening Monday, April 21st. It's coming up real quick, a few days away from you guys listening to that episode. Today, we got on the episode my brother, who will be running Boston. You guys may or may not have heard about that in the last 2 years that he's been talking about it. And we also have a special guest. I'm excited for this guest, Becca Pizzi. Becca, we met you at 777. You are from Boston. You are running the Boston Marathon this year. You're hoping to do a PB there. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
I gotta tell the viewers a little bit about Becca before we get into Boston. We met Becca at 777. She was a race director, and what a race director she was, eh, Charlie?
The best. You
The
bet.
absolute best I've ever had in a 7-day marathon continent excursion. Like, by far the best I've ever had of all the 7 marathon excursions. Yeah, you were awesome. You took care of me on that one day where I was losing my mind, Becca. I'll never forget that day. No, but I went back and I came back, and you're like, Rob, I got you.
I've been there. I have been there. I understand it well.
Are you pumped for Boston?
I'm so excited. There's nothing I'd rather be doing on Patriots Day than towing the line in Hopkinton.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of kilometers lately.
Yeah, I'm running about 80 to 100 mile weeks, and that's just where I feel comfortable and confident.
So that's,
Nice.
some would say, pretty heavy for like 2 weeks out for
Yeah.
a race. I put on your comment there, hey, don't forget to taper.
I laughed.
Yeah, you're like, I don't taper.
No, I'm notorious for skipping the taper.
So what are your PB, I believe, is 304, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I see you running and I'm like, she's faster than me. She's way faster than me. You're doing the same workouts at lower heart rate, slightly faster speed. And then I message you and like, wow, what are you aiming for? Like a 250 or something? You're like, no, I just want to do a PB. Just want to break 3. So your training has gone well.
Yeah, I ran actually 304 in Toronto, and I like that feeling. You know, when I used to race in college, I would be in the 17-minute 5K range, and I never really fully raced a marathon the way that I really want to put my heart and soul into it. I love to enjoy it. I love to take it all in, especially Boston. I've run Boston Marathon 25 times. This would be my 21st.
25 times?
Yeah, and I just love to high five the kids. That's where I grew up watching the Boston Marathon when I was 6 years old, and going through the 8 towns. It's really just such a party. And I never ever wanted to cross the finish line and be crying and disappointed in my time. So I've never really raced it. But then I have this time that I'm not happy with. I'm not happy with 304. I ran it in Toronto which I loved. That was by far one of my favorite marathons.
The downtown waterfront one?
Yeah, I really enjoyed being in Canada. They were so good to me. We had a great time. I loved it. Ate a lot of poutine. it was a great time. But I don't know. I struggle with like not breaking 3 because I feel like I should be able to do that. But I'm going to put in a year's worth of work and go for it.
And that's what you did to
I did.
complete. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 20, would you say 25 times?
25 times I've run it. This would be number 26 for me.
Charlie, you've run it once?
Once, yeah.
What lessons did you learn from your attempt at last year at breaking 3 at Boston, Charlie?
What did I learn? I wasn't in good enough shape to do it, but I think it was because it was hot. So I think I don't know that I have any lessons learned. I think there's some more lessons to be learned. I think also there's probably a lot of luck to Boston, like depending on what the conditions are on that day.
Point-to-point course, is that what you're kind of referring to? Weather and wind and weather?
Yeah, I would imagine. So I'm just hope we get good conditions and then I'll have a chance.
Okay, so Becca, 8 towns. So I think Hopkinton, Ashland, Framingham, Natick, Wellesley, Newton, Brookline, and Boston. Am I correct?
Mhm.
Did I miss
That's
one?
right.
I got them. Okay, right on. And
Well,
I
you
see
know them by heart, Rob. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know them all by heart. I memorized them all.
Well, you had lots of time last year when you ran it.
This is a chirp that he's doing, Becca. He's chirping me because I ran a 3:20, whatever the heck I ran last year.
No, I'm kidding.
No, that's okay. We bring up the shitty moments in our lives. That's what we do.
Right.
I did not have a good day last year, Becca. I thought I was dealing with an injury and I was like, okay, I think I'm still in good shape. I actually listened to the podcast episode from last year, like this episode, a week out, and I was optimistic. I was like, I think I could do it. I think I could break 3. No, I was not breaking 3. I had a hard day, and those hills hit me harder than as much as I knew they were coming, they hit me harder. So what I guess my first question is, what would you think is the most important thing for someone who's not run that many Bostons that they need to know?
The best piece of advice I have is watch out for those early miles because it's a slight downhill and you're like, wee, I feel good. But you have to save it for the hills because you want to be able to set yourself up so that when you get to the top of the hills with just a 10K to go, you can really race the second part. The only way to run this race, which is really, really hard, is negative splits. You talk to the race director, Dave McGilvery, he'll tell you, if you can set yourself up so that you're careful in the beginning and you're running negative splits, the second part faster than the first part, you're going to fly when you get to Boston. You're just going to start picking people off and it's really exciting. You're going to see the Sicko sign and the right on Hereford, left on Boylston. It's just so exciting, but you just have to be careful with those early miles and not going out fast.
So Becca, like last year I did like a 3-minute positive. And even at the end, I was passing everyone. The 17 to 21, that's the marathon, isn't it? Like, I feel like if you can save for there, that's everything almost. Like, I don't know.
It really is such a huge part of the race. That Heartbreak Hill, but you might surprise yourself and feel good going up it. And what I do is when I start to struggle, I just start cheering somebody on. I'm like, you got this, come on, let's do it. And then you go together. And that helps me a lot.
They really start at, okay, so let's go beginning of the race. You said, be careful on those first miles. There's that huge downhill right off the bat, like that big downhill. And then the next, 4 or 5 miles are pretty much straight downhill with a decent decline.
Mile 5 goes up. Mile 5 goes up a bit.
Yeah, I think.
And you don't notice it. That's the thing. You're like, why do I feel so good? But you got to be careful not to trash your legs and just keep an eye on. When I go into every single race, I have 2 goals. Like on a perfect day, I'm going to run this, and then a backup goal in case plan A is not working out so well. And that just kind of gives me something to do. But I feel like going into Boston, you have to have a plan. You have to have a race plan and race your race plan. And that means just having a goal and saying, I'm going to start out at 7 flat, and then I'm going to knock it down to 650, and then I'm going to start running 635s. But if you're starting out at 620 and
that's my plan, Becca. Not just kidding.
We probably have the same plan.
No.
I think
not that aggressive. I'm not doing 635s at the end. We'll see.
Yeah, but that coming into Cleveland Circle with the Sitco sign, it's just so exciting. It's really, really fun. And it gets louder and louder. It's deafening on the course. It's so much fun. It's my favorite.
The
Absolutely.
Sitco sign is at mile what? 23?
Yeah, 23.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
24.
I'm curious about your plan again. Have you mapped out mile by mile plan, or you're kind of doing the first 5 miles, I want to do this, and
I do 10 mile, 10 mile, 10K.
okay.
And I knock it down by 10 seconds each. So first 10 miles, I'm
Oh.
probably gonna start out at right below 7s and then go down to 650s and then balls to the wall the last 10K, everything I got.
To break
Full
this.
send.
To break. Because I in Toronto, I started out pretty fast, like 6:30s. I'm like, this hurts. This really hurts. And it felt like I was working harder than I wanted to work. But I find if I run negative splits, I feel good. I feel organized and prepared. And then that way I know I'm not going out fast and I can just like shorten the race time.
It's almost like they're free miles at the beginning, right? Becca?
They are, and you feel
That's-
good, and you should feel good, and you should be ready to race. And it's looking like a perfect day, 60 degrees, and that's
A little
ideal.
warm for me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We could use colder for sure.
Yes.
You sound a lot like someone I know, Becca. This attitude that you have about it's someone I know who I do a podcast with. My brother. He's a preacher of the start slow, get the free miles in, start slow, don't blow up. You'll get it all back later. Just take it easy. Is it especially more true in Boston, or have you noticed that you do that at other courses too?
It's always, especially in Boston, that's definitely the case because it is hard to recover if you fumble something. If you're going out too fast and something starts to tweak and you don't feel good or you miss your hydration or something, it's really, really hard to recover once you fumble. So if you go out too fast and you start running like 7:20s or you're just way off your plan, it's really hard on the mind, to pull it together and to get your head back in it. But in Boston, like Boston Marathon course will chew you up and spit you out. Like I can't even tell you how many people like they break three and then they run like a 4:12 and they're like, what happened? I'm like, you went out at way too fast. And we talked about it, and that's kind of like that happens. And it's just never what you ever would expect. But I love the world majors. I always feel so lucky to be able to race in the world majors. They're so well organized and I appreciate the point to point. I don't want to run loops. I don't want to, I really want to see what each town has to offer. And Santa Claus is in Ashland. So I'm always like, give me a PR as I run by him. If you remember, Santa Claus is always out there. And it's just.
What is he, like in the middle or something on top of the
He's
thing?
on the right-hand side. You cannot miss him. Like you run right up to him and high five him. And he's like, what do you want for Christmas? He's so fun. And then all the state.
I'll have to remember that. I don't remember.
Well, I definitely remember the sorority alley or whatever the heck.
Oh, so that's the best part. The Wellesley Scream Tunnel. It's so, make sure you're high-fiving those girls. They get out there hours in advance and they're 6 people deep, and make sure you get in there and high-five them and blow a kiss. And they really hype you up. Look them dead in the eyes as you're running by them, and they're really there for you. And I write my name on my shirt because, like in Boston, people are like, "Yeah, Becca, you got this. You stay strong." And you don't know them. You have no idea who they are. And I think that's really fun too. Or maybe your charity or whoever you're racing for. I really find like your name on your shirt, your race kit really, really helps.
How many majors have you done? You said you love running the majors. Which ones have you done?
All of them. Yeah, I did finish
wow.
I'm actually doing them on the second time. I'm repeating them. I really enjoy them. I really like the expo. I like the course, all of their courses and locations. Tokyo was awesome. I'm racing London right after Boston this year.
This week?
Yeah.
I'll
so
be
you're doing it with Rob too.
Yeah, I did that last year too. I really loved it. I just love being a part of it. We're going to be at the expo promoting the 777. So
I'm definitely going to go check
Get a quick marathon in while you're at it.
Yeah, I fly out Monday night, head down to London, and then I'll probably start running again Tuesday or Wednesday just to get the legs going.
Yeah, no recovery. Right. That's overrated. So, which one's your favorite? Leaving Boston aside, or is Boston your favorite?
Boston is 100% my favorite. It's the first marathon I ever ran. I was in high school. I really it's where I got my start. You know what I really liked? I really liked Tokyo. going to the Japanese gardens and eating all the sushi. And Tokyo does a phenomenal job with the world majors. London is great. And Berlin was awesome. Like all the world majors are really, really great. I ran a marathon in all the 50 states. If you're looking for something to do, that journey is incredible. I really enjoy that one too.
So Charlie's sick of hearing this, Becca, but that's my, not next summer, but the summer after. I think I'm going to do 50 marathons, 50 states, 50 days. I think I'm going to take my RV and I'm going to fly to Hawaii and Alaska and then go to Seattle and then just crush
Do it.
Another.
You won't regret it. It's very, very fun. And you'll see that as you enter a state, they're there to support you. The people are like, what can we do to help you? Like you'll get a run club, like a Marathon Sports, a running store. And they're like, we want to help you. We want to run with you. We want to support you. Let them. Tell them what you're doing. I'll help you.
I might have to wait for the next election, but regardless, it's on my list of things to do. We're not going to get political on this because we love Americans. You're our friends. So you've done all the majors. I just want to take you a little bit back to the 777. We'll get back to Boston in a sec, but what's the story with 777? How'd you get started there? By the way, 777 is 7 marathons, 7 days, 7 continents. You're race director this year. Last year, you were also, I think, race director.
This was the first year I did Antarctica, the standalone ice marathon. And then I loved it so much that I took on the 777 as race director.
Okay. So you just did Antarctica last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Tell that story. You got to tell that story.
Yeah. So what happened was, I raced the 777 twice. I read about the 777 and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I was born to run this race. All my friends and family, they were sending me the article and they were like, you got to do this. And I had a shot at making history to be the first American female to do that. And I was like, doing something that I love. I'm 100% in. I did it. It was incredible. I got into the Guinness Book of World Records. I was minding my own business and Tom Brady's company, TV12, reached out and they said, do you want to run it again? We'll train you. And I was like, well, if it works for Tom Brady, it will definitely work for me. I have the best training resources in the world under the TB12 umbrella. So I shattered my record. I brought it down even lower. And Oliver, who owns the race, he was alongside me and racing and learning about the event. He bought the race and he said, do you want to run it? Do you want to race direct it? I'm like, it's a dream job for me. I have my foundation, the Becca Pizzi Foundation, that's given $100,000 in scholarships. And so we're on our 10th year with that 5K. And so I love race directing, but I knew that it was going to be really, really hard to not race the 777. That's my baby. I love that race so much. So if you notice, I did a little bit of running here and there when we would,
we saw those intervals happening.
Yeah. And I would knock out a 10K, like, a 10 miler, like whatever, like on all the track. And that helped me a lot. But I will tell you, there's nothing in the world like placing the medals over your necks, like, and watching I had been in your shoes. I know what that feels like, and helping runners support their dreams. And I was crying with every single runner that was crying and crossing the finish line. It was so emotional for me. And, having them race my race is really a dream come true for me. So I really, really enjoyed it. I've run Antarctica 4 times. I'm really competitive. I like to win it. Like I'm from Boston, I know how to run in cold weather, and I completely throw down when I raced Antarctica. And it's tough, as you know. You've run it. It's really hard. You're running on a glacier. It's freezing, and the sun is really strong. But that's part of the elements. And sometimes you get a really fast person in there. And I said, I know how to race this. I'm not worried. And I really do love Antarctica. It's my favorite place in the world.
What's your PB on that continent?
3:47.
It's fast.
Got me beat.
In the worst elements, it was -20. It was like a whiteout conditions. And I think that was when I ran at the race. And I think lucky enough, the other people fell apart and I was able to win it. So, but I think I really do love these extreme ultimate tests of endurance and strengths. As you know, I race Kona, Hawaii World Championships Ironman, and I did Nice, France Ironman. I trained 21 hours a week. I love that. I love putting my mind and body through hell.
Yeah, that's
So is Boston your A race, or what do you have as far as A races coming up?
I don't really have A races. I
You just train hard all the time.
yeah, and like finishing the 50 states, that took 5 years, and so, but also being competitive, like I try to win when I can on the smaller races, the smaller marathons, but mostly I do like to run hard the world majors. So this will be a very much a big race for me, racing and trying to throw up a PR. Who knows? I thought I ran Napa Valley, California, and I only ran a 3:07. I thought I was going to kill it. I didn't kill it. It was really hot in California, but I did love that marathon. I just repeated the California. Now I'm repeating states, which is really fun too.
you could just taper a little bit this week. A little bit. Just taper a little bit.
You got 2 marathons coming up.
I know.
Just to lock in that sub 3.
It'd be worth it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, do a few more less miles on Thursday or
I will.
Friday.
I'll do it.
Take Saturday off.
Yeah.
Like
No,
3
come
miles
on.
on
It's
Saturday.
not taking Saturday off.
I know. I got my friends in town. Like coming over. I know. Like I don't want.
What are you doing for the race? You're obviously like you're having a run club, or like, man, Charlie and I last year when we went, we stayed at the plaza, I think it was, right by the finish line or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we went to, is it Charles Park, or what's the name of that park there? Not too far from
by
there?
the river, the Charles River, maybe.
Charles River Park. Yeah.
Yeah. There were like, I've never seen so many runners in my life.
Yeah, you couldn't, like, you had to jog.
There were so many runners, and I guess there was a million run clubs that were getting together and running.
Yeah,
it was cool. So I'm guessing you're hosting something.
It was kind of like Fortaleza at 5 a.m.
Oh, that was brutal. I never saw anything like that. We will not be back there. I'm not going back there. Although they were so friendly, but I felt bad for you guys having to weave in and out.
Oh, it was fine. When you're running really slow, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, I broke 4 there.
See?
I had a day.
I know. Remember, I'll never forget you broke 4. If it's the one thing I'm sure of, you broke 4.
Oh, yeah. I broke 4. I broke 4.
I promise you did. You did. You did.
Losing my mind. No, but the chip is because I had the thing.
They've been there. I've all been there. I cried because I got an apple in the 777 and it was red and not green.
Green apples are nice, though. Yeah.
I cried. I'm so embarrassed.
Ironman, how did you? So if you were to rate yourself in the sports, you're a lot better on a relative basis in Ironman, I think, right? Because you went to Worlds.
Yeah, I come out of the swim dead last, and I have to make it up all on the bike, and I have to race my heart out to like catch as many people as I can on the run.
And are you better on the bike or on the run comparatively?
On the run.
Okay. Wow. So that's remind me, you broke. What did you do what did you have to do to qualify for Kona?
I got an invitational bib from Kona. Okay. So yeah, and then same thing happened with Nice, France.
But you've got some fast times in Ironman.
Yeah, only like 11:14. So not totally like not. I only had 3 months to train for that, and I didn't even know how to swim, so I was able to pull it together. But now,
did you do that at Kona?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 11 hours at Kona, but Kona's a tough course.
Yeah, Kona was really hot and humid. That was really hard. So I plan to go back this year and race it again. Try to break 11.
Well, you've done I thought you told me you did a little faster than I did other Ironmans, or no?
I haven't done anything else. I just did Kona and Nice.
You did Kona and Nice. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I did Phoenix, Arizona, but it was like 57 degrees at the start in the swim. I got through it, but it was like, and then on the bike, it was miserable. It was so cold. So that was maybe high 11s for me, but it was not my best work. I like Kona a lot.
You just like training. You're like
I enjoy. It keeps me out of trouble. I like to train. I do, and I have tons. Like in Boston, we have so many friends that we train together. And
every time I see your Strava, you're always with buddies.
Yeah, I don't ever run or race alone. Always have friends.
So,
wow.
So are you guys going to get together, a 777 reunion in Boston?
Always. Yeah, we always send out a WhatsApp who's here. So we'll be sure. I think Chris maybe sent something out this morning. Who's here? Who's in town? I'm leaving that night to go to London. So, but maybe we could meet at the expo Saturday.
Yeah, how many do you think will be there out of the?
Oh, I know, like Dennis and probably 10. We always get a group of 10. at
Wow.
least.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, and then me and you, London, and there could be some other ones, I would
Yeah.
imagine. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing for London. We'll see who's around for London, especially where we have the expo in London.
Okay. Charlie, have you figured out your race plan for Boston, mile by mile? Are you doing like, you're not doing like Becca. You're probably more spreadsheet and mile by mile, or
I have to decide. I haven't decided yet. I do have like a 3-hour pace chart that like tries to take into account the hills and stuff.
Mhm.
I like Becca. I feel like it's really important to be fresh at mile 21 when you get to the top of that hill, even if you go a little bit slower, because then you can just crush those last 5 miles. But I haven't really decided. I think I want to do about a 1:30 in the first half because it's so much easier the first half, and then if I can do another 1:30, then I got it.
are you like last week I talked to you, you were saying, oh, 310. Now you have
Oh, I
three
mean,
reservations.
yeah, I mean, it's a stretch for me to do 3, so but I'm just hoping if
It's just for me to do 3. But my problem is I'm going to do it and I have no right to do it. That's how I feel.
No, you're in way better shape than I am, but I think I'm like 305 is really realistic for me, but I think 3 is a bit of a stretch. So
He just did a 39-minute 10K yesterday, so that was a PR.
Whoa.
So he's feeling good. He's looking good. He's got the new shoes, the new pair of cheater what is it? Adios Pro, whatever the heck they're called.
Adidas,
What do you wear, Becca?
I wear carbon Newtons.
What are those?
Newtons they are a marathon sneaker based out of Colorado. And they sponsor my 5K and they're just so good to me. And I really enjoy them. They make a great sneaker, Newton.com.
Are they named after the hills?
No.
Oh,
Isn't that funny?
So cool.
I know.
Named after the Newton Hills.
Yeah.
Hey, so when is the peak? Is it right at mile 21? The sign is like right pretty much at the top of that hill, right? If I recall.
Sign?
No, the last hill that you climb there.
Well, it's Heartbreak Hill is the last
Heartbreak
one,
Hill
right?
is in mile 20, correct?
Yeah, 21
the latter half, and then you see the 21 sign kind of at the top of the hill, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, you're down like 200 feet or something, right?
You decline, and then you're going through BC, Boston College, and those kids go absolutely nuts, and they're really fun. And you make your way into Boston.
And your last 2 miles are flat, pretty much flat, right? Once you're in town, once you're in the city.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to share your greatest experience at Boston, or the greatest story that you recall seeing or that you remember seeing?
Yeah, so there's been so many. Meb winning the Boston Marathon as an underdog was the greatest. The year after the bombings was the greatest. I was like, really? Somebody had a sign like Meb won. They wrote it on like a chalkboard, because what they do is they always have the Red Sox updates. They give you the score of their Red Sox updates, Boston Red Sox. And so I could tell that there was like stuff written, and then they had crossed it off like the score, and then they put Meb won, and people were like, Meb won? And he had written the names of all of the people that passed away on his bib, and you just knew he was going to do it. And it was so unbelievably awesome to have him. I could not wait. I taped it, and I just wanted to come home and watch him win and see what that felt like. Him giving that back to the people was just incredible. That was definitely another favorite time. Dave McGilvery, the race director of the Boston Marathon, was doing his 50th Boston Marathon in a row. He's the race director, so he would direct the race and then get a ride from the state police back to the Hopkinton and run the race. So on his 50th, he invited me to run it with him. And I was like, thank you so much for thinking of me. It would be my honor to run with you. We've become really good friends through the years. And I said, but the thing is I'm like running the marathon. And he's like, well, cross the finish line and go back out to the start and do it again. So I did.
He waited for
me. So I ran the Boston Marathon twice on that day. I only counted as one. I only counted as the official one, but it was really fun. Like, he waited for me. I went out to the start right away, went all the way back up and ran it again. And it was like, in the daytime, it was really warm. It was like 60, 70 degrees. And then at the nighttime, it was like 30 degrees. I was so cold. I was like, oh, I'm going to freeze. So, but I just ran the marathon twice. And then to watch him cross the finish line on his 50th consecutive Boston Marathon, again, I was like crying. It was so unbelievable, special, really awesome.
Isn't it crazy how Charlie, she sounds like you when she's talking about race strategy, and now she sounds a little bit like me. I'm just gonna do 2 marathons in a day, no big deal. I'm just gonna do it.
And I never ran an ultra marathon before. Like I didn't know anything about that. But I was like, well, I really wanted to support him and be a part of that, so it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Just
No, that
go.
first story about Meb kind of gave me the chills a little bit. Gave me some, because that's a great story.
That was
That was 2000.
2014. Go watch some video clips on him crossing the finish line and beating the field that he beat. It was such a heavily stacked field because it was the year after the bombing, so everybody came out to race. And the way he just comes down Boylston Street and lifts his sunglasses and does this cross of the sun, and it will take your breath away. If you haven't seen it, absolutely go watch that. That will inspire you.
And in like 30 years, he was first American in 30 years to win.
So I have a Meb story from last year. So I got to the finish line. I thought everyone was cheering really loud for me, but it was Meb. He was he had stopped right in front of the finish line and just was like waving to the fans.
Oh, so he was running just an easy run that day, I guess.
Yeah. I finished ahead of him. I mean, he did stop at the finish line.
Yeah, he is just the best. He is one of us. Truly, just includes his family, and he's just so good at what he does.
Okay, what about are you guys gonna what corrals are you guys in? Charlie, what corral are you in?
Wave 2.
Wave
A,
2, what letter?
B maybe?
Oh, Becca, she's probably like...
I'm wave 2, 3. So it's like wave 2 and then...
I've got a slightly lower number than Becca, I thought.
Oh, you checked.
So if I catch you, it's going to be a bad day for you.
Yeah. No. But I'm like 4,000 higher than I was last year. The numbers.
What did you use to get in? What's your PR?
That's a funny story, but I ran a 254, but it was downhill.
Oh yeah. Oh, you broke 3.
Yeah, but not really. I don't feel like it doesn't count.
I think it's hard to run downhill. I don't run any faster downhill than I do. I just do not. I trash my legs. They hurt later on in the race.
Yeah, I run faster downhill.
Where was it?
It was, where was it, Rob?
In LA, yeah, just outside of Big Bear Marathon, they call it. It's a Revel series, so it's like a
I know the Revels.
6,000 feet downhill marathon, 4% decline the whole way. We were flying. We were not 3-hour runners, but we both broke 3 hours, and we were like 3:10 runners. Would you say, Charlie, at that time?
3:15.
Yeah, and we just plowed through, and then we felt pain in our calves our quads
felt stiff after, way stiffer after, but yeah,
sure.
What's okay? So how many marathons a year do you do?
10.
How many marathons have you done?
Oh, like 125.
Wow. And you've done 2 Ironman. Do you have any interest in doing anything else like ultra or 100 milers or backyards or anything like that?
I think I would do pretty well in like one of the backyard ones because I can push I feel like I can keep fighting. I think I would.
You're mentally tough, as Charlie.
Yeah.
Are you good at running while sleeping?
Well, I did the Fenway Park Marathon, and that was 112 miles around the warning track at Fenway Park.
Okay.
And the only thing is I got wicked dizzy. Like I would like go throw up in the trash can, then like keep running, and then go throw up, and then keep running. It was nuts. It was wild. It was a fun
Was it a 400-meter track or a 200?
It was like the warning track, so it was 112 laps. So how many would that be?
The warning track of a park, a baseball diamond.
Fenway Park, Boston Red Sox, Fenway Park.
Fenway Park. Sorry, I misheard you. Fenway Park.
So we ran 100. Dave McGilvery, the race director of the Boston Marathon, put it on, and we got to go down into the locker rooms of the Red Sox. It was awesome. Then we did the same thing at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots. So it was easier to run. At least that was kind of like you could get the straightaways. That was really fun too.
I can't imagine like the Boston running community, how like it must be amazing.
Cool.
I feel like even us in Winnipeg, it's like growing so much. And like so the race that I ran last year, 2 people broke 40, and now there was like 20 people like that. It's like there's so many more people running now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
And
They've been running in Boston for this is the 129th episode or edition.
129.
You guys were like nobody was running. Like,
Yeah.
you guys were the only ones doing this. Like New York started in the 60s or I don't even know 70s.
Yeah, and like that's what I love about the Boston community. When I ran the 777, the Boston Red Sox called me and they said, "Do you want to throw out the first pitch at Fenway Park?"
Oh my
And
god!
What?
I was, and
Becca,
I know, and I guess
you threw the first pitch
I
at Fenway Park.
I did. It was
Bury the lead here.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
can
big
you
time.
imagine? Like Boston is like so cool. They let me do it Boston Marathon weekend, and 30,000 fans like roaring for you. It was so unbelievably awesome.
Probably more than that. Don't they fit 45?
Yeah, like especially Boston Red Sox weekend. Like, I mean, Boston Marathon weekend, there were so many runners. It was, and Boston just is always like, "What are you up to? We support you. They're so awesome because we're such a huge running community."
That was special. That trip to Boston last year, Charlie. That was
Yeah, I
something
watched
else.
the Red Sox, and then we watched the Masters.
We went to Fenway Park on the Sunday, the day
Mm-hmm.
before, and they had the TVs.
I kept saying we should be running it right now because tomorrow's going to be hot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they had the TVs in Fenway Park, so everyone's watching the Masters. And then I forget who won. Scheffler, I think, won. And then
Mhm.
we went to that bar right across the street.
Oh,
What's it called? The
Antoine
big
North?
one.
Antoine.
What was it?
Oh, I
You
know what
probably
you're
don't
talking.
know your
It's
bars.
like a chain, I think, of some kind.
No,
It
I
was
know.
just like-
Yeah.
and that was cool because we sat there and we kind of had dinner, and then we like, holy shit, we should probably get to bed.
Cask and Flanagan's.
Cask and Flagons,
Yeah.
or Flanagan. Yeah, that was
Cask
a
and
great,
Flagons.
great spot. And just the people, like we could tell there was a lot of runners.
Yeah.
It was just a running vibe, but the community was something else.
Yeah.
It was different than New York because New York, you don't know that you're running a marathon because there's 10 billion people or whatever. Boston,
Mhm.
everyone around you felt like we were surrounded by runners.
When I ran New York, they gave me a New York Police Department kit to run in. So I almost got killed in the Bronx. I'm not
Why?
kidding.
Why did they give you that?
Because they don't like police officers in the Bronx.
It was a joke.
It was a very scary thing. No, it was pretty serious.
But did they do?
Wait,
this in
so
like
the Bronx is like mile 20, 21, somewhere around
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah, and there I am running like New York Police Department like race kit on, and somebody had a bad experience in the Bronx with a police officer. So it was like some guy's like, "Come on, tuck in behind me. It's okay." I'm like, "Oh my god, he's gonna kill me." But
New York, there's some things happening. So I saw like almost a fight when I ran it,
yeah,
and Zdeno, some guy pushed Zdeno, and he just gave him a stare down. And the guy,
we ran together. We ran side by side in New York.
did
Yeah.
you?
Mhm.
Oh wow.
we did it 2 years ago, though, right, Charlie?
Oh, 2 years ago. Yeah.
We did it in 2023.
Yeah, so I ran last year. I've run it a few times last year, the year before then, and
New York's fun. I love New York.
Yeah, it's
Debating
fun.
going back. Debating running it this year, Charlie. Just
do it.
so fun. Are
Do
you
the
running New
majors.
York
Do
this
you
year?
want knock out the majors because you will not. Chicago was fast. You could run a real
We're doing
fast time.
Chicago. Yeah, we're doing. I did Chicago last year, and I
Yeah,
loved
that's
it.
fast. And then
It wasn't
London,
as cool as New York and Boston. But
yeah, it definitely doesn't have the world major feel like the bigger ones do. What about then you just have London, Berlin, and Tokyo. So
Tokyo, I'm doing next year in
And
March.
Sydney, sorry.
oh, Sydney. I forgot Sydney.
I'm gonna get it done. Not only am I getting done, Becca, I'm doing sub 3 at all of them because
I know you will.
I have
I know
0
you will.
of them, but it's pretty easy to do sub
Yeah.
3 at a major.
Oh
right?
yeah. 0 for 3, but you do.
I heard it was easy.
This
I'm
is
sure
my
you'll do
year.
it. I'm sure you'll do it.
I'm getting 2 this year, Charlie. Maybe 3. Maybe I'll sign up for New York and do a back. What is that? 4 weeks apart? 3
Yeah.
weeks apart?
November.
You're doing back to back. Why can't I do 4 weeks apart?
You can.
And what do they say about 4 weeks apart? Do you lose your fitness in 4
No,
weeks?
you just have to rip off the
Keep
band
running.
and start running like right away. It's gonna hurt like probably running Tuesday and then Wednesday, like just start running, get those
I think that's what I'll do after my I have an Ironman in September, late September, and then I'm doing Chicago.
Oh, where?
I
What do you
think the key there is just like, but an Ironman isn't as bad. I think I can just start running, and I need to run hard right away, I think.
Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. Which Ironman are you doing?
Nice World Championships.
Oh, that's awesome. It's
Yeah.
get your hills done training.
Yeah.
6,000.
I have to get lighter, but I'm pretty strong on the bike, so we'll see.
I told you this story in I think it was Madrid, Becca, but that's where I quit the sport in Nice, France. That's where I quit the sport of Ironman because I was so miserable at the end of that long, long day. Oh my God, I was miserable.
Nice is no joke. It's the hardest course I've ever been on in any marathon or race or anything I've ever done.
Yeah, that was not fun. But anyways, you're going to do great, Charlie.
There's some pacing tips that you can give me, Becca. Like, I know there's like a 1 hour climb or something right in there, right at the beginning.
Yeah, actually, it's throughout. It's in the beginning and it's in the middle, and there's a middle, and then so I was like down in Arrow, and I see these people like climbing, and I was like, "Is that our race?" Because I didn't believe that was our race.
I told that story. I told the exact same story.
It's too steep. Like you can't bike. You can't bike
There's
up.
no
there.
way we're climbing
There's
that.
no way we're climbing that, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's the switchbacks, which you're going to hear about.
Can't wait.
Are you familiar with full gas? It's very similar.
Yes, I'm familiar with full gas. Yeah.
Yeah, so that helped me a lot. Just I covered the entire course on full gas, which is like Zwift, but to me, if you're looking for an Ironman and to get on the course and familiarize yourself with that, I was much happier with covering with you training on full gas. That's going to help you on the course for sure.
Yeah, I did it, and it felt like it was 1/10 as hard as it was on the actual day.
Were you up out of your seat lots or?
Lots. Yeah, lots. And just you're probably going to be an extra 40 minutes on the bike than what you're used to. And that adds up. Like that's annoying.
Or 3 hours.
I'd be happy with only
if you're
40 minutes more. Yeah.
And like it's people drop out. They just keep dropping out. And you're like, well, you're way more fit than I am. Like this is a world championship race. You guys look way better than but they just are like, screw this. I'm done. Like I don't want to run a 14-hour Ironman. So they
do what I did.
Yeah, they don't want to. That's I'm telling that. Yeah, like that's it. That happens. I think. Okay, so 21 people didn't finish Kona, 311 people didn't finish France.
So it's tougher.
It's
Kona,
tougher.
Nice is tougher than Kona.
100, so much tougher because of the. And then I really liked.
I can't wait.
But I really enjoyed the run part way better than Kona.
The run is pretty fun.
I like the run in Nice.
Yeah, it's really pretty. In the ocean they have Japanese jellyfish. They sting you. I got stung twice, but that's all right. You just keep going.
I didn't get stung, but I saw it.
What is it, like a bee sting, or how does it feel?
Yeah, it feels like you got like a bee sting, exactly like that. Yeah.
So you just go hard. You just go hard, and then the adrenaline.
Takes over, and just watch your nutrition and just plan to be.
I usually don't take nutrition on the swim, Becca.
Yeah.
No.
Except jellyfish. No,
Yeah.
That's it. Just run and then add more nutrition than you thought. But it is an awesome course. It's challenging, but that going into it.
That water is so blue. Remember how blue that water was?
Beautiful. The pictures were amazing.
Oh, and then I vomited in the water. And then once I got to the run, though, I was like, I can't wait to do a 42K jog because this is going to be less torture than the bike.
It is. The sun goes down
forever, but
yeah, it's an extra hour. So then the sun goes down a lot quicker than it did in Kona. So all of a sudden you are comfortable running for sure. You're going to feel really good on the run. Everybody felt good on the run, but a lot of people didn't make the cutoff, which is crazy.
Yeah, they cut people off at the bike I guess because of the hills. Some people were complaining that they didn't spread it out equally.
Well, the first half of it will be way slower because it's more uphill, right?
I was 45 minutes away from the cutoff, or 50 minutes or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was watching. I was like on the, if I finished the bike and I started the run, and so many people out of the 311 people, so many of them just didn't make the cutoff. But you're really fit. You'll make it. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
but
it's easy. It's so easy, Charlie. Super.
But
easy.
I honestly, like, this whole challenge of going up a hill is really getting me pumped up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like the tougher the conditions, the better I can do. Usually, maybe not time wise, but against my competition.
I know it'll be really hard. But
well, there's the one hill, and then there's another, and then
I know,
and then there's another.
Yeah.
But the one big hill is about 45 kilometers long. The first
And
one,
people
yeah.
like that bought all the gear because you know how you spend $1,000 on the gear the day
The
before.
gear doesn't matter when you're going up a hill too
They
much, right?
they rioted to return it. You know how it's like no refunds
Yeah.
they rioted the next day and they were like, okay, you can return it. If you didn't finish, you can return it.
Oh, I see.
You know, so that was like, I bought my stuff because I know I use it as motivation. I don't want to look at it if I don't race well. So
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about the finisher gear.
Oh,
the
finisher gear. Yeah.
so many people, you know, they got excited, they bought so much stuff, and then they didn't finish the race. And Ironman was like, no refunds, and they were like, we're refunding it. They showed up the next morning and they did refund it.
I'm
And
like you, Becca. I bought it because then I don't have a choice.
yeah, I buy it at the expo because I don't want to look at it if I don't race well.
Yeah, and then you're thinking, I bought the finisher stuff. I have to finish.
I have to
I
use it as
can't.
motivation to
I spent $150 on a T-shirt.
yeah,
$80 on a hat.
like water bottles and everything.
Is
So
it worse than Boston Marathon? Who gouges more?
well, what's really frustrating for Boston is last year they just the only sponsor, the only people that allowed at the expo are the title sponsors. So Adidas. So there's not those. You're not going to see goo. You're not. So if you need something, get it before. You need arm sleeves, or you're not going to get it at the expo because it's only Adidas. So make sure that you come totally prepared. And I like walking around the expo and seeing what it all has to offer. But it was super frustrating that Adidas is the only.
Well,
The New York Expo was something else.
Yeah, it can be really, really big. Lots
I
going on.
bought those Boston Marathon shorts, and those are my favorites.
I
So
did
you love
too,
them? They're going to be
Yeah.
great.
We did not buy the two-tone ugly jacket.
Yeah, it's not my
The
favorite.
purple blue.
It should just
A lot of people have it though. I see
It should be blue and gold, no matter what, every single year. Everybody would buy it. I would have 15 of them. I would have so many of them. I don't even care. Like
I changed something on it, but it could still be two-tone blue and gold.
yeah.
Because that one,
I guess,
the one that we
but
had
it's
is
easy to see
ugly.
the year that you ran it though. If you have,
Yeah, that's true. That's easy to see the year, but I don't know. I just really I love those blue and gold colors. I think they're awesome.
Because if you see someone with that, I don't know if it's purple or whatever color it was last year. You see someone with that jacket, you know they ran it in 2024.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That is a good point.
But they make them so distinctive and so ugly.
Yeah.
That
They had
people are
one.
like,
They had an orange year, which I don't even still think I've ever seen one recently. And then they had a purple year, and I was like,
yeah, we
wow.
were purple, right, Charlie?
Yeah, I didn't love that purple color. I didn't like that one. I didn't.
Yeah.
If I'm not, I usually, but people will buy it. They'll just buy it no matter
Oh,
what.
they were selling out of those ugly jackets.
Yeah, they do.
And we're like, Charlie and I looked at each other like, we kind of have to buy a jacket, don't we? And I was like,
Yeah.
we're not buying a jacket. Let's buy the shorts.
Yeah, the shorts are a great idea.
Like,
Can't go wrong
The
with
shorts are awesome. I love the shorts.
I do too. I love those shorts. Okay, sorry. So tips, you said go easy on the first miles. You just gave another practical tip for a race weekend. I'm thinking anyone who's never run Boston that's listened to this episode, you've done it 25 times. So bring your own stuff. If you don't like Adidas, go easy on the first miles. Can you think of anything else that you think people should know about running the Boston Marathon?
Yeah, just take one town at a time. There's 8 towns, and each town offers something really fun and unique and special. And it gets more exciting when you get into the Wellesley and the halfway and Boston. It's really exciting. And again, if you write your name on your shirt, that's going to be really, really helpful because the Boston fans go absolutely nuts for you. And look for the distractions. Look around. There's so many people. It's the #1 spectating event in the world, ahead of the Super Bowl, ahead of anything else, for a reason. You know, it's not by accident, and it's really a fun day. You've just enjoy it. Make sure that you have fun.
Shivers. I'm excited for you both. That'll be so cool. So just to put things in perspective, when you start in this race, if ever you've done a marathon, you're bussed out. I don't know, an hour, 26 miles, but roughly an hour bus ride in what feels like a marchand, like a small town in the middle of nowhere. And you're like on the main, you're like on the main street of this small town, and you're kind of just walking through town, and all of a sudden you see the starlight. You can't be kidding me. Like, we're starting here, and you're in the forest, you're in the country, the boonies.
It's not what people think, for sure. You're absolutely right about that.
I never would I have pictured that for the Boston Marathon.
I have a question for Becca about strategy again.
Yeah.
So when you get to that, they put you through the first line, and then there's that area where there's the toilets.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the urinals that go out
The mill urinals.
yeah, whatever. You can fit a lot of people there. But last year I was like, okay, so now I got to get to the race, and I had to be there for like 15 minutes. I usually pee like right before my race, and so I had to pee on the first mile last year. How do I avoid that this year?
Well, so the beauty of Boston is they do this like rolling start. You know how like in other marathons, it's just everyone's
Yeah, you just show up and go.
So I always find a bathroom in the village 100 yards away. Use that one. There's no line because it's a rolling start.
There's one like once when
On
you're
the
walking
straightaway?
towards the thing.
On the left-hand side.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
then,
So that's what I missed. If I would have done that last year, 20 seconds faster.
Yeah, because you would have been able to, for sure. But also they have a lot of porta potties on course. But don't forget about those bathrooms. There's 2 gas stations too, which nobody ever knows about. Do you remember seeing the gas stations? There's
I think I remember seeing
No,
one.
Was it on the course or before the race?
No, before the start.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember that.
Right before, like on the
Yeah,
signs.
you just look around, you'll see it for sure. But really,
So as long as you go, like even if you start 30 seconds later, who
it
cares?
doesn't matter because it's a rolling start. So
Yeah.
you know, because once the gun goes, and then you know how they call everybody over by wave rather than everybody being in the corral at one time. They kind of call you by wave. So I have never waited in a bathroom leading up. I just jog up, use the bathroom there's hundreds of porta potties right there near the rolling start, and then head out. But I always have to go to the bathroom during the race too. So that's kind of factored in. I take care of that in the beginning.
Okay, yeah. It usually goes away for me after mile 4.
It doesn't go away from me. I don't know. Ever since I had my daughter 17 years ago, but it still doesn't go away. But I do like to take care of that in the first 10K. I want it to be over and done and keep going. I take 5 goos too. That's new for me. I started 5 goos last year. I used to do 2 and then I did 3.
You used to do 2, Becca?
I used to do 2 for over 100 marathons. I just didn't want to deal with it. I just wanted to not think about it.
Yeah. I used to do
year,
0 and 0 water.
Yeah.
So Charlie, you're going to do what, 9 gels?
My plan is to try to do 12 this year.
12 gels. So every 15 minutes, you're going to do a gel.
Because I don't know. I guess I've been reading that it can help. So
my friends do it. My friends that run 240, they do it. I do every 5 miles.
I want to go every 2 miles this year.
Yeah.
See if it works. But
it's going to work. What are you having for goo? Are you having the Martin gel or what are you having?
Just blackberry GU, whatever. I've used it like
Roctane.
I've been using it for like 4 years now. So 3 years.
I ordered it by the case. Roctane.
What do they have on course? Morton, right?
Martin.
But only like at mile 14 and 19 or something?
Yeah, two up. They offer it twice. And then they have Gatorade and water.
Yeah.
I like to have throwaway here's another tip, throwaway hand warmers. So I usually have the hand warmers on me until like mile 5, and then I toss them down after mile 5.
Just to stay warm.
Yeah, just to stay comfortable and warm. Yeah, and then I always have throwaway gear, and I'll throw away the gear like when I'm pretty warm, usually in Framingham somewhere. So I'll toss the shirt off.
Framingham, mile 6.
Yeah, the compression socks help me a lot too because with the rolling hills.
Do you wear compression socks, Charlie, for the race? You weren't going to. I use compression socks for the first time.
No, because I feel like I'm so used to running in the cold now that like this will feel warm for me. So I just want to.
It'll feel warm for sure. I used them the first time in my life on 777 compression socks, and I don't know if it helped, but I think it did. I felt good at the end.
They do. They really help me. Yeah, and then a white hat. I always, because of the black.
Oh, white hat! I gotta have the white hat too.
Make sure that if you're listening and make sure you have a white hat because the sun is pretty strong when it's out.
And you don't want to attract that sun.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to put you on the spot, both of you, because it's pre-race episode. You're going to have to give a prediction for your times.
Love it.
Becca, I'll start with you since you're the guest.
Okay, 3:03:26.
No, you're sandbagging. You're
3:03:27 for me.
You know what's going to happen to me? Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen to me. It's going to be 3 hours and 12 seconds.
You guys should consider running together, seriously, if you're not.
I would love to.
Because you guys would be good because you're both kind of start slow mentality and you're both at the exact same pace you want to run. So at least for the first.
I feel like I would slow down Becca too much.
No, because we'd be organized together. We'll run together. We'll be organized. Because we
so
won't
you
let
get-
each other go out. We'll just keep an eye on each other.
We'll just like Robin's usually the guy holding me back when we're doing these.
You guys are fast. I had no idea how fast you guys were.
I had
We
to
weren't very fast.
constantly
I wasn't. I had a hard time at the
Cape Town?
777.
I
The
thought you
whole
were going to
thing
talk
was
about
hard
Cape
for
Town.
me. But
No joke. I'm telling you, the women that come in there usually run sub 3 hours. I was not worried about them. I was worried about the ultra marathon that was out there for 6 hours. I'm like, I'm more worried about her than the girl that's racing the Olympics.
oh yeah, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
it's just so much harder. You know, the fast guys, they tend to fold sometimes. It's tough. It's no joke. The weather, the climate, the conditions, and
Cape Town. So here's the feedback you got to give Oliver.
mhm.
The Cape Town, we need a sleep there.
Yeah.
I think we
Mhm.
need a sleep there because I was mangled at that marathon, and I know others were too. It'd
Mhm.
be great to get because we already have your hotel room, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'd be great to just come back, go to the room for 6 hours, and
Yeah,
then go
that's a
run,
good tip. Yeah, I'll talk to him
or
about
afternoon, and
Mhm.
because I know there's a time buffer there. And anyways, you guys know what you're doing, but that's
Yeah,
the one piece of
that's a
feedback I'd
good
have.
It was
Uh,
rough. Cape Town was really rough because it was just hard to sleep on that plane. And
Yeah.
Can't sleep on that plane. It's
No.
impossible.
that doing it in 5 days was like super important. Now, that's not going to really be the focus of the 5 days because we do think that recover would help sleep.
Yeah, if you added 8 hours to that Cape Town,
Yeah.
you're only pushing it to 6 and a bit. Sorry, I interrupted, Charlie.
I was just gonna say, like, I mean, some people might care about breaking so maybe someone broke the record last year for quickest. I think someone broke your record, Becca.
In front of my face, somebody broke my record in front of my face.
Yeah. So I think there was part of that. That was part of why we did it the way we did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
that
anyway,
is why. Yeah, it was important for us to get that done.
yeah. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So I feel like as a normal person, I don't really care about that.
No, you're right.
6
Yeah.
days. I would have rather had like 6 hours of sleep.
No, you're right. And it was too stressful. It was too much of a hustle running through the whole entire thing super fast. But yeah, next year we'll definitely have more time in Africa.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
unbelievable. You guys are.
Yeah,
That was just the coolest thing I ever did, and I don't know what'll ever top that. But I'm excited for you guys for Boston on Monday. We'll wrap it up there, unless you guys have any comments further. Track your bib numbers. Becca, last name Pizzi, Pizzi. Charles, last name Tatro, Trault. Follow them on the Bank of America Boston Marathon app, I believe it's called. And you just put in their names there, follow them. You can follow whoever you want. 23 Manitobans, Charlie, you were saying, running the race.
that I found. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's give a couple quick shout outs to some of our known guests that have been on the show. Tristan De Silva's running it. Help me out here, Charlie.
Your buddy Bo Wang.
Bo Wang is
His
running
wife,
it.
Jessica.
Oh, Jessica Dracul running it.
Joy Palmer. And our friend Greg Penner.
Oh, Greg Penner.
He's got a way lower bib number than me.
Yeah, what is he gonna run? You think, a 240?
I don't know, 250, 245 maybe.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, it's going to be exciting. I've cleared my calendar Monday morning, late Monday afternoon. Hopefully not anything past, what does it start? It starts at 10, right?
10:25 for me, it says.
10:25. Okay, so 1:30 is the calendar's over. The calendar is not clear. So any last words, Becca, for you?
Have fun. It's the most amazing day. Enjoy it. Take it all in and trust in your training. You know, you're ready, more ready than you think, and have good luck.
That's why you're going to break 3 for sure. Charlie, do you have any last words?
I'm just going to have fun. No expectations, so we'll just go hard on the day.
Okay, awesome.
Marathons are hard, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, marathons are hard. They're also exciting, and you guys are running the absolute holy grail, best course, best crowd, best experience on the planet. I am jealous of you both. I will be there next year for sure. Charlie puts his finger up. He wants to add something.
So I know that your friend is a great defenseman for the Boston Bruins, is not running. But if ever he comes on the podcast, I will wear all Boston Bruins attire, even though I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan.
That'd be hard.
Let's do it. Let's definitely do that. Let's make that happen for sure.
Right on, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us a 5-star review if you can. Put your comments below. What do you think Charlie and Becca will do? We'd love to hear from you. And remember, marathons are hard.